I'm not iron deficient, you are. Just kidding, I read sort of okay on life for you. And what did we find out? Well, Harry is up to his little sneaky things, okay? He's about to go to his Aunt Agatha's for some dinner or brunch or lunch or whatever it is. Tea? I don't know. So what did Harry do? Well, he went to his uncle and he was like, hey, you're rich, you're popular. You came here for someone who does sort of okay reading, okay? His uncle was named Lord Fermor. Harry Wotton. Look, he goes to his uncle because he needs to understand who is Dorian Gray. Who is he? Where did he come from? And why is he so pretty and popular? Well, Lord Fermor, Harry's uncle, who just so happens to know like all the hot gossip, just like his Aunt Agatha. I'm starting to see a family connection here. They just seem to have a love of information. How they use it, I don't know. I'll let you decide if you join the lives. In my opinion, Henry knows why he gets the information he gets, and he uses it to his advantage for sure. Finds out that Dorian Gray's mother is named Margaret Devereux, and she was a beautiful woman, okay? She fell in love with some guy that was obviously poor. See, Margaret Devereux was from a rich family of nobility, and essentially she decided to run off with a cute soldier boy from Belgium or something like that. And she was beautiful. She could have had any guy she wanted, any rich guy she wanted, but she chose, you know, the soldier boy. Okay. So, soldier boy gets essentially set up for a duel to crank it. Whoa, and then to Superman. Nope, that didn't happen. But what did happen was he got set up in a duel and died. Then Margaret, Dorian Gray's mummy, died shortly after giving birth to him of a broken heart. You know how when your heart is broken, you sometimes die because of it. And where does that leave Dorian? Well, I have this okay. So Dorian is, well, an orphan rich boy. You know, his grandpa, Margaret's dad, is just a bitter old meanie who's also rich. And Dorian is afforded the nice life and inherited all of his mom's beauty and her inheritance. So, of course, after finding out all of that information, Harry Wotton goes about his day for brunch. And then he just like listens to old people yap about things. And then he starts talking about what the people at the dinner table called his hedonistic views. Here's a quote from Harry Wotton. I can sympathize with everything except suffering. Said Lord Henry, shrugging his shoulders. I cannot sympathize with that. It's too ugly, too horrible, too distressing. You know, it's kind of like the sentiment that people have with almost any current tragedy that is going on in the world. They're like, that's just literally like too much for me. I like things that are pretty and sweet, and that's like the only thing I can ever pay. Like, that's literally his quote. And do you want to know what? That's nihilistic to me. That's not hedonistic. You see, for me, hedonism should be pleasure. And I thought, if my memory serves me correctly, that school of thought would denounce any form of pleasure that came at the result of someone's suffering, or ended up causing suffering to another person. So therefore, suffering shouldn't be in the mix if it's true hedonism. You know? Enjoy the sunlight, you know, being present in the moment, some beautiful music. I think the argument or the counter argument to like accepting suffering as a part of hedonism is like really crazy to me, because it's like there's this a total apathy and overall negligence behind why people are choosing to do or to engage in certain pleasures of life, like that are the byproducts of suffering or cause suffering of other people. Like especially when it doesn't even need to happen like that. Anyways, so he shocks everyone at the table, and Dorian is like, oh my god, like, you're so cool, like, I love the way you think and like the way you talk, because you're like older than me and I'm very young and impressionable. You know, when you're young and wait, why did my ew I'm really hating my bangs right now. I need a haircut. Point is, okay, Dorian is impressed by this guy. He's been looking at him from the other side of the table going like, and then after that he's like, what are you doing after? And Henry, whatever his name is, he's like, I'm gonna go to the park and just walk around and get some air. And he's like, oh, can I join? He's like, yeah, but as long as you don't talk too much, because I'm like, sometimes I just want to be outside. God. And that's the end of chapter 3.